What's up, Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate you all. Thank you all for being part of this thing and always being here. Shout out to the notification squad as we began to talk a little bit about the matchup. And when we start talking about matchup in general, we need to understand this that every game is crucial. Every game is a game that we must win, believe it or not, especially at this stage of the game. And when we start talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings, we want to basically dominate that game. Because when we start to look at it from A to Z, we know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that this team that we're placing against or facing against is a top tier defensive team. And defense wins what? Championships. So we have to match that intensity. We have to match that energy. We have to match so many things as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. Here's what I pulled up so far. Leighton Vander Esch, he should be playing this weekend. With the news and update with Amari Cooper, he had a bruised knee, contusions, what have you. That can play a major role. Like I was saying in my previous stream, is this right here. When you have those type of knickknacks on your knee, it's best to heal it and rest it. So we don't know all the way whether or not he gets out there, run 2 or 3 routes and things like that, and then he fold up. So what we want to do, because we got so many games back to back, we want to see if we can establish the run, meaning that we want to put the ball in the belly of Ezekiel Elliott. We want him to eat. We need Ezekiel Elliott to show up and show out. We need that out there. And then on top of that, what we really want is for Dak Prescott to be efficient enough, whereas we don't have to depend on number 19 for everything, if you know what I mean. So the Vikings, the news and the noise out there is the Devin Cook said he wants to run more rushing yards or he going to outperform Ezekiel Elliott. One thing I do know about Ezekiel Elliott, listen up, Cowboy Nation. There's one thing I do know, that he embraces the challenge. So the challenge is on. So that's what I'm looking at it from here. Sheila Neal says we must start off with a fast start. Yeah, and finish strong. I agree. The way this defense, the way we play, the way we win is through and via fast starts. And also, the way this defense can win as well is also with this. When we start looking at it from the aspect of when we play with the lead, that means the defensive edge rushers can pan their ears back. Now, we got the bye week over with. We got the game coming off the bye week all the way over with, right? That was the historical data that Jason Garrett starts off slow. But now I can look back and say to myself, and we can say to ourselves, that's over with. These guys should be really ready. They got everything in front of them. Other news, I want to say this while I got it fresh on my mind. Stephen Jones was asked a question about Shawn Lee. And Shawn Lee, he was saying that Shawn Lee never asked for a pay cut. Let that sink into your mental. Shawn Lee never asked for those things. He brought it and presented to the Cowboys, meaning that we got a guy that's on our team. He's not about the money. And from what I know is of Dak Prescott, he's probably listening and hearing what Shawn Lee is doing. And not saying that Dak Prescott should take a discount, but it's something about that. When somebody says, hey, don't pay me the big cheese. I know I have not performed and lived up to my contract. Don't cut me. Don't put me off to another team. I'm willing to play for peanuts. I'm willing to renegotiate and restructure my salary. And that's a noble thing of Shawn Lee's. And that speaks to everything of the volume of character that he exhibits. So I love hearing that. So we got some things good in the right direction. This thing right here, what I have to say is that when we start to face against a Kirk Cousin, everybody in the national media, we already know the narrative that they have about the Dallas Cowboys, and especially they got it where it's number 4 for the Dallas Cowboys. But I can say this, Kirk Cousin, and then versus the Dak Prescott, the lights are going to be bright. there's going to be a situation where Kirk Cousins will give you some. You guys know what I'm talking about, turnovers and takeaways. That's the name of the game. I'm feeling that even though you can look at this Vikings team and you can say all about their defense, you can say that, hey, I think their Cowboys are like sixth overall and they're like seven. They were like neck and neck. Uh, to make a long story short, the Vikings only give up 17 and a half points a game. We give up 17. This should be, by the natural order of things, this should be a low scoring game. But I come here to tell you guys that this team, something is going to be different. The mood is going to be right. The vibe is going to be right. We at home, although we wearing the dark navy jerseys, that's okay. That's what Jerry Jones wants us to wear. I'm thinking that we come out running the rock. I think we establish the run first. We play action. We gut them. We fish them out. And then all of a sudden you look up and you say, well, now it's up to Kirk Cousins to bring the Vikings back from this massive lead that we got. And that's when you see the turnovers. That's when you see the takeaways, the picks, the fumbles, all of those things. Whatever you saw what Daniel Jones did last week is an exact replicate of what Kirk Cousins is going to do. Because I've been saying since day one, Kirk Cousins is nothing more than an Eli Manning cousin, right? And Eli Manning and Daniel Jones look just alike. So I'm looking at it from those angles. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Elijah. Shout out to Calvin. Thank you for tuning in. Williams, really appreciate you. Shawn Lee is a Dallas Cowboys for life. Yes. It's funny because he grew up a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And you guys know how we feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, so we can get to him. Yes, Jerry Jones. This is from Aaron Rodgers. Jerry Jones is making a fashion streamer. Yeah, see, that's just a fashion statement from Jerry Jones. That's Jerry Jones. And when we look at it from A to Z, we also talk about the black cat and everything like that. To me personally, yeah, the black cat ran out on the field last week, which was cool. But now they're already bringing in black cats. D-Law is making black cat shirts. And speaking of D-Law, let me pause for a quick second, and I'll give you guys the story of D-Law. Here's the thing with D-Law. His mom actually reached out to him and said, hey, baby, listen to me. Stop talking bad about people. And let's just focus what's on the field, basically. And I love every bit of it because D-Law mom sounds just like my mom. You know, let's just focus on the duty and the job at hand. Let's stop talking about the people off the field. Let's prove it on the field. You see? But that's a story of a different day as far as what D-Law mom had to say with D-Law. Because at the end of the day, we was talking about we needed some dogs, right? We needed somebody that have confidence. We needed somebody that can punch somebody in the mouth. And ever since D-Law emerged up and stepped up to being the leader of this team as it relates to defensively, we've been playing a whole lot with inspiration. We've been playing with that grit that we've been looking for. As Jerry Jones says, looking for that war daddy. We've been playing with that war daddy mentality. And it's been good. So I'm not saying, D-Law, you go against what your mom is saying. But what I'm saying is collectively, keep that same energy when you're out there on the field. Do not fold up like a wallet. Let's continue to create that pressure. And like I said with Kirk Cousins, he will give us a few. He will. That's the nature. That's probably in his DNA to give away some turnovers and takeaways. He said, here you go. And then you match that in with number 79 coming off the bench. There's a few clips that's circulating around on Instagram and Twitter. Old boy Michael Bennett is dancing and grooving, you know, moving side to side. They having a good time. And all of that comes from when you win. When you win, the pressure is off you. Everybody's not all tight. Everybody relaxed. And the best football play that you can ever get is when you are relaxed, when you're not focusing and thinking about all of the small things. At the end of the day, we do fail to realize is this right here, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to you, Elijah and Billy and Jamal Anderson. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. Y'all check out LA Burger, man. He's holding it down. Jamal, put down the location of your LA Burger joint so that everybody can go out there and tell them to try the Law Nation special, baby. But here's the thing. When you can play relaxed and laxed or what have you, boy, the game come to you slower. Then you're having a whole lot of good stuff out there. You remember when teams all of a sudden turn the corner and they start a new dance or they start a new groove, or one year when the New Orleans Saints, they take the interception, they go all running to the end zone and they pose. That stuff is contagious. Not saying that we have to be like those teams, but what I'm saying is that you begin to do what Chris Richard says before. Each one teach one. Love for another brother or love of your brother. People were thinking the Legion of Boom was that. No, he says love of brothers. That's what a Legion of Boom is really about, or LOB is really about. So accountability, each one teach one, is team. They began to be a little closer as a unit. And Sean Scott, really appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. So Cowboys abroad, defense will be ready. Run defense different. Healthy Collins and a Bennett. And here's what I like about that, and I'm glad you brought me back home to the defensive front four. R4 against anybody's front five, and the front five is normally the offensive line. We will win. We are going to win. Our front four against your five, we will win. You're going to always have to bring or keep an extra running back there. And I hope Cook better hope that he know how to block well. Or that tight end, he's going to be busy all day long because we coming with that pressure off the edge, and just as much as you think that you can run it up the gut, we have that rotational piece to come in. Remember, I was talking about limiting of snaps. Just listen to me when I say this. When you can eliminate the snap count of an Antoine Barbecue Woods, of a Christian Covington, of a Malik Collins, and then you throw in the rotational piece of sliding in a Kerry Hyder who got 11 pressures from the interior, which is not bad. And then you throw in the fact that you have a Michael Bennett, just rotating him in. The way he wins is off the burst and get off and things like that off the LOS. That's why their run defense is a whole lot better than what it was several weeks ago, because we have fresher guys. And I go back and I recall everything what I was talking about with the LA Rams when we played against them in the playoff. We had those issues because we were rotating a Daniel Ross. We were rotating a number 51 at the time, a Kayron Reed. We don't have those boys on our team now, right? We got better weaponry. So that's why it's so important. Collapse that pocket from the inside. You got the guys that's gonna do their job. Robert Quinn can do his job blindfolded, you see. And then on top of that, D-Law, who Mama Law said, hey, he better hush his mouth. But D-Law, he's gonna be still coming off the edge, and you're not gonna put one-on-one against him on the outside. No, you're gonna either have to have the actual tight end to come back and chip, or you're gonna have that running back to stay on his side. Adrian, thank you for the donation to help grow the nation. 19 for Vikings is out on Sunday. Yeah, Adam Thielen is out. Adam Thielen is out. They still got Stephon Diggs, though. They still got Diggs, and Diggs is a bad mamma jamma. I like his skill set. I like the way he can run in and out of his routes. Put it like this, he's not the fastest guy on earth, but he's sneaky. Just as much as we like, and I'm not saying that he is better or worse than my guy MG13, if you know what I mean. But just as much as we love MG13, the sneaky character of how MG13 able, Michael Gallup, you know what I'm talking about, is able to get that separation, to get the win over the top. This guy does the exact same thing, Stephon Diggs. So we got to be mindful of him. Now, here's the thing. By Adam Thielen being out, we can rotate and roll coverages his way. We can actually, if he ever go visit number 31, his Allen, then we can be cool with that. But I can guarantee you, the Vikings, they're going to look at that depth chart, and they're going to look at Diggs, and they're going to say, you know what? We're going to start him over there with my brother from another mother, Cheeto or Woozier. They're going to have him on that side. But if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, you know what I would do? I would do this right here. Number 27, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis. Give me Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis versus the Diggs any day, every day. And I'll book it on you that this guy right here, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis, can cover, can trail, can follow him inside. And then on top of that, if he goes to his side of the field, my brother from another mother, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis, can put him in check. But if you refuse, because I'm not worried. This is the craziest thing, Cowboy. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Listen to me. Here's the craziest thing. It's like Ripley's, believe it or not. I'm not worried of any receiver they put on 31 side. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried even if they try to drag route over to his way. They better try to do some of that illegal wide receiver screen pick stuff. But my only reservation is when they line up Diggs on 24 and he don't have that over the top help. But other than that, if they line Diggs up on that side, and it so happened if Woods the high safety on Woods side, or Woods the high safety on Diggs side, or Cheeto Woozier side, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'm flat out okay with it. I'm flat out okay with it. Yes, Cowboys abroad. I do not want my brother, number 24, covering Diggs all day by himself. I want them to bracket cover. I want them to actually have the safety roll to his side, and that's how I'm going to play that game. But the only way we can't rely on that all day is because they got a tight end who can vertically move the ball up the field. Irv Smith Jr., I believe that's his name. It was Irv Smith Sr. I wanted him out of the draft. Y'all remember that reactionary video that I did? I had to take it down. But remember that reactionary video? I said, man, Irv Smith, somebody that's in here right now was saying like, Law, man, you need to check out Irv Smith, man. That boy is a monster. And I looked up his film. I was like, oh my goodness. I can only close my eyes and imagine Blake Jarwin, Irv Smith on the other side. And he can block too. So don't tell me Irv Smith can't block. He can block too, but he's going to have his hands full this weekend. And let me know, Cowboy Nation, if Rudolph was going to play this weekend as well. Let me know if Rudolph is going to be out there because he's a crafty tight end. He's like a young version of Jason Witten, a younger version because he's still long in the tooth as well. But, boy, that's going to be nice. That's going to be the matchup because LVE is playing this weekend as well as Jalen Smith. They're going to have to be ready for them. Kyle Rudolph is playing. Shout out to you, Devon. Thank you for the information to help grow the nation. Thank you for the information for the nation as well. Hey, we're going to have to be worried about them tight ends. Tight ends, that's where you can win it if you the Minnesota Vikings. But here's the thing. I'm looking more so for the Vikings to do this. Hear me out. They're going to have to keep one of those tight ends in the backfield because if Robert Quinn is getting home, if D-Law is getting home, then we good. We are flat out good. Jalen just as fast as any tight end. This is from Cowboys Abroad. Yeah, Jalen can trail and flip those hips and carry up the field. But you know what? They doing something different with Jalen this year. When they put Jalen inside, and sometimes if you're on the outer edge, they send him. You guys been seeing that? I do know that I have yet to do a film session on Jalen. I need to do one. Maybe I just do like a 3-week film session on his blitzing, on his ability to get upfield, his quick release, and man, his dexterity. The way he flip his hips and keep upfield and keep his head level. Man, this is just fantastic. Xavier Woods going to get a pick off. That would be nice. Oh, man, that'd be nice. Antoine, what's good, man? Oh, my goodness. Boy, dropping bread today, man. My brother from another mother. He said, Law Nation, salute, dog. Really appreciate you, my brother. Okoye said he thinks that the system holding Jalen back. Well, 2.5 sacks. I don't know how many tackles he got, but he's been like in the top tier as it relates to this team, as it relates to tackles. I can see what he's saying with the system holding Jalen Smith back. If Jalen Smith played on a 3-4 team, they will probably utilize him. Remember back in the days how they had Clay Matthews just screaming off the edge, or Khalil Mack. He probably can be used in those type of circuits there. But I like the way the Cowboys are playing Jalen Smith right now. You're not going to get a lot of numbers off the Mike linebacker anyway. You're not. And think about this. Let's think this in. If you look at it naturally, just naturally with your eyes, listen to me. If you look at it naturally, close your eyes. If you don't want to look at me, just close your eyes and just listen. Listen, Linda, listen. I would prefer this right here. If LVE, because if he can play the Mike, I would prefer Jalen on the weak side or the Sam side. It doesn't matter. Because what I would see then is that now you can move, you can listen to me, you can move Jalen closer to the line. You can blitz him off the edge. The guy got crazy pass rush skills. The boy can be doggone near a defensive edge rusher. His pass rushing ability is just nice. And he got a little bend to him too. Boy can dip his shoulder down there on the grass as well. So those are things that I look at from a perspective of the linebacker core. But Jalen is just a special weapon, regardless of how you look at it. You can play him anywhere on those positions. But the way this team is built right now, and the U factor of LVE, you just don't want to try him too much in those areas. Itchy Trigger, man, what's good with you, fam? Thank you for tuning in to the nation. You said we need to we need to tie the clapper's hand at the end of the ball game. No, man, leave the clapper alone, man. He be looking mad on the sidelines now since he don't clap as much. Antoine dropped another, man, dropping bread all the way around. He said, did the team look aggressive to you with the safety Darian Thompson? One who he gets in the backfield and hits Saquon hard. The way I look at Darian Thompson, and me and Okoye, I was tweeting, or not tweeting, but I was on his live feed the other day, and I said, I like the way that Darian Thompson tackled over Jeff Heath. And he was like, nah, Jeff Heath can tackle now. That's my boy. And everybody know that Jeff Heath is my guy too. He is my friend, right? But what I was trying to say is that Darian Thompson take better angles. And there was a play that Saquon Barkley got like 6 or 7 yards off of one run. I do know that he only averaged 2, but this was during the time that Jeff Heath was still there. He was streaming off the edge, and Saquon was like, man, get off of me. he turned into some butter, man. He was slippery. He didn't go down with the first contact, but it was the way, the angle that Jeff Heath took, opposed to when we put Darian Thompson in. Darian Thompson he takes better angles. To me personally, Jeff Heath is faster, of course. He when he do hit you right, he will explode upon you. But give me the slower guy that's going to make the play. That's how I look at it. Antoine, man, you dropping all this bread, man. I'm going to have to break bread with you, man. Really appreciate you. He said D. Thompson is a better tackle. Heath is a better hitter. That's a good way to put it. That is a dog good way to put it. Cowboys 5 rings. Appreciate you for the donation to help grow the nation, man. Yeah, the swipe is real. The swipe is real. Antoine, you got something going. That's a better way to put it. Darian Thompson is a better tackler, and Jeff Heath is a better hitter, meaning that when a Heath hits you, he explodes and all your stuff will just get jellyfished with you see. Eli Cruz, what's good with you, man? Thank you for tuning in to the nation. I really appreciate you. Raw, real, and uncut. Heath needs to go match class because his angles are horrible. oh, my bad. You said math class. Okay, I can't read today. I read the way he tackled as it relates to angles, right? But yeah, my thing is, we love Jeff Heath, though. He's like I said, he will not be the guy that will cause you to lose the game, nor he'll be the guy that causes you to win the game. Outside of that Raiders tape, that Raiders game a couple of years ago. But here's the thing: as we begin to look at this team from A to Z, we are locked, loaded, and solid with our offensive line. I think I just saw my notification bell that Vach Lombardi did an offensive line film. Check that film out. Look, and listen and learn what he's saying with the offensive line. I'm quite sure it's a great tape. I have yet to look at it, but I'm quite sure it's a great one. Check that out. We are polished and we are secure with our wide receiver play. Although we may have our reservations a little bit on Amari Cooper, I just don't want the Cowboys to rush him out there, you see. So if we can get a lead or something, then you can dial him back a little bit. We need him for the long haul. All right, with our tight end play, we are still playing politics to me. To me, we are still playing too much politics as it relates to tight end play. I just wish that we can just go ahead for this next upcoming draft is to make the necessary investment back on that tight end. I do know that we drafted some tight ends before, but remember this, the tight end is the extension of your offensive line. He can do just about everything the offensive lineman can do, a route runner as it relates to slot receiver play can do, and then on top of that, a tight end is responsible enough to know what the fullback is doing as well. To me personally, I have the tight end as the third hardest position to learn in the National Football League because you got so many responsibilities to do. I think we need to make that necessary investment. It don't have to be the very first round pick that we got, but we still need an investment piece on the safety play as it relates to strong safety because we solid right now with two good guys as it relates to free safety, Woods and Donovan Wilson. We good in that suit. All right, we need some help as it relates to defensive tackle. I do know that everybody gonna say, hey, Law, we made that investment. Number 79 is on this team. No, the man is 34. Finna be 35 next year probably. So we can't just cash all of our concerns and cares onto number 79 and say he's gonna be the end all. He's a rotational guy that comes in, playing defensive edge and also playing some 3-tech for us. We need to get a guy that's gonna be able to say, hey, we want to line you up at 0. Yeah, we got you. Here you go. You want to line up at the 1? Hey, we got you. You see, we just don't have that. Of course, we love what Antoine Woods can do, but that's only, to me personally, a Band-Aid on this situation. And shout out to the Woods, man. Shout out to Antoine Woods, but I ain't calling him trash or anything. He's my guy. So that's what I'm looking at. And we good at running back. We see how we signed Ezekiel Elliott for a life-term deal, and then on top of that, you have a Tony Pollard that you know for sure you're going to have for the next 2 to 3 years at that spot. So we'll see. Coop Gallup Cobb on demanding attention. All right. What I was going to say about my guy, Randall Cobb. I know that we have a lot of people who's willing to kick him off the bridge or to say, man, he was a horrible pickup for the offseason. Let's say that, believe it or not, Cobb is going to have a fantastic game on Sunday night. And I just think that he's familiar with the Minnesota Vikings playing against them. He's familiar with Zimmer's scheme. To think about it, just hear me out. I know you guys ready to go. I've been talking to you all long enough, but hear me out. And thank you again, Garrett Lawrence, man. Really appreciate you, man. Ezekiel Elliott, before I get into my point and until I get into my conversational piece, let's pause a little bit and let's give Garrett a round of applause for making a donation to help grow the nation. He says Ezekiel Elliott, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dak Prescott, 219 yards, 1 touchdown. J. Lou and INT. Believe it or not, that's a match made in heaven for us. We have those type of stats. Shout out to you, Garrett Lawrence, man. Really appreciate you, man. That would be nice. That would be nice because remember, as much as we think that we're going to put up 30 and 40 points against the Vikings, they only allow 17 points. That's on the road and off the road. So they are a stingy team. So going back to what I was going to say about Cobb. Cobb knows everything about Zimmer. Think about this. Cobb used to play quarterback back in the days. He played for the Green Bay Packers for a long time as it relates to their sometimes number 2 receiver. And in a pinch, he was the number 1 receiver, give or take. So what I'm looking at, Cowboy Nation, is that either he's going to tell Dak Prescott, here's where the soft spots in his zone, here's what their defense is subject to. And on top of that, I have to throw this in. I have to, and I really appreciate you all for tuning in and watching. I have to throw this in. Tavon. Some of you guys know I call him Tavion. Let me take me a little break right quick. You know what? With Tavon Austin, it's always this. He never had back to back, just like crazy games, right? Tavon Austin always have a game where he's spectacular, and we say, "Oh yeah, see, that's what we talking about." He's our Tyreek Hill at this point. He's our end all be all as it relates to a speedster, and then he disappear. Let's put this into your mental. Last game, Tavon didn't do much, right? Now it's this game. A home game. And Tavon normally shows up and shows out at home, believe it or not. This is his home. I'm thinking with my mind and with my heart, soul, and sinew that Tavon Austin either is going to take one to the house or he's going to double move because the Minnesota Vikings are subject to the double move. And he's going to take a big pass down the seam or onto the edge. This is going to be Tavon Austin game. This is going to be a good game for Randall Cobb. I'm shooting for the little guys. Are you guys shooting for the little guys? The little guys, the little guys, the little guys. Yes, yes, yes. The little guys are going to take it over. So that's going to be Cobb and Austin that's going to take this thing over. Shout out to you, Devon, for showing the love and adulation with the claps. Lauder, you think Coop plays this weekend? This is TKG. Yes, but he's going to play with limited snaps. They're going to have a brace on his knee, so that's just to keep that thing down. And remember, we playing so many games so close in November. It's good for us to just take this thing back a little bit, right? Uh, yes, indeed, man. You hear me, huh, Elijah? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you're here, right? Now, do you think Michael Crabtree would be good for us? This is from King Dallas. Shout out to Richardson, Texas, man. That's where Crabtree is from, right? Or he played over there in Oak Cliff or something like that. I don't think that Crabtree's done, man. We good with the wide receivers we got. I would rather for us to put out the Bryant kid, number 83, that I did the film session on, Ventel Bryant. Let's give him a chance. I like the Cedric Wilson, and then on top of that, we just have to sit back and count our receivers that we have. Miguel, what's good with you, fam? This is Sparta, yes. Natasha, what's good? What we got over here? Shout out to you, Q, man. He's from Temple. Okay, Rue. Shout out to you, Rue. Where's Devin Smith? See, I forgot all about Devin Smith. He may be on the active roster. I don't know. We would find out soon. I don't know whether or not they would prefer to have a Schultz, Witten, Jarwin out there opposed to one of those extra wide receivers. We'll see. It all boils down to who can play special team the best, who's going to get that final spot. And we'll see whether or not Tristan Hill will be another healthy stretch. To me personally, I try to let up on Tristan Hill, but since you guys start talking about the people that's on the backup, Tristan Hill, you need to figure out a way. You need to figure out a way. And like I said, if I can just have like a few hours with him and say, hey, bro, right now, you have to, you were late for meetings and stuff like that, and you have yet to play consecutive games or what have you. Figure out a way. There's you itching and clawing and crying and begging, whatever it can be, to tell the coach that you want to get out there on the field, especially at least for a home game. You got family members in town and things like that. See if they can get you out there. Be the first person at every meeting if possible. Make sure that not trying to say you got to butter somebody's nose or what have you, be brown nosing and things like that. No, but be the first person there and try to be the last one to leave. Try to help the janitor turn the lights off. You should know where all of the light switches are at because, dog it, you're going to be the one to turn them on, and also you be the guy to turn them off. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you all. All right, so at this top of the hour, it's 5 o'clock where I'm at. I want you guys to put down your score predictions. I want to know what you all have in mind. what was the score prediction will be. I already seen my guy Gary Lawrence. He already put down what Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott is going to do. Yes, yes, yes. Let me know. And also, before I leave, we also have an event tomorrow. Cowboys Experience. I don't have the list of players that's going to be there. I think Cheeto Awuzie is going to be one of the guys that's going to be out there tomorrow at Lava Cantina at 2:15 to 4 o'clock. Lava Cantina. Don't meet me there, beat me there. It's in Frisco. It's right around the corner. 24 to 13. I feel you. Shawn, he says 24-17. My guy Cowboys 5 rings says 34-20. That sounds pretty good. Elijah, if that happened, boy, 42 to 17. Boy, don't you know what I would do? Burn says 38-17 Cowboys. A win. Hey, who said that, Kathleen? A win. That's all I really want. Cowboy Nation, that's what we want. We want a win. That's what we want, right? We don't want nothing else. A win. I don't care how you get it. It could be 3-0. Give us that win. Boy. And then we'll start saying, okay, now it's time for us to stack another win. We got 7 more games after that. But that's number one fact. Kathleen got the number one message in the chat box right now. Nene, what's good? Shout out to you. She said absolutely with the prayers. The wonderful, beautiful Nene. Wilfred, he says 31-24. Okay. And let me see if any got any heartbreakers in here. Any tight games like 17-13 type of games. Nobody got nothing like that. 30-14. I feel you though. I feel you on that. Who said that? All right. Gold. Yeah. Yeah, that's good right there. That's good. All right, Cowboy Nation. I talked to you all long enough. I really do appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. My guy Jay says 32-24 Vikings. Oh wow. So we lose to the Vikings, Jay? Jay, give me some insights, man. What we got out there, man? Anybody that we need to really take a look at? Tomorrow I'll be in your neck of the woods. I'll be at the Star in Frisco, close to the Frisco area. Let me know, Jay. Especially around, matter of fact, 4, 5, 6, around 5 or 6 o'clock, I'll be at the Star in Frisco, right there where the makeshift football stadium is at, and I'll do my recap of Saturday, live like 95 there. So I would love to see you tomorrow, Jay, if you're going to be in that area, so we can wrap it up and talk. Got to get on the run. Yes. Bama, LSU is better than Bama. Devon, yeah? Yeah, somebody approved Devon message. There we go. We doing screening tomorrow from 11 to 3. Come on out. So that's the same time where my event will be at. Jay, hit me up on the gram or hit me up on the email circuits and we'll get back with you. That's all the time that I have for right now. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Don't forget to hit that like button. Smack it down. Beat it down. Put it in a chokehold if possible. Just do some crazy stuff to that like button, man. And then when you see that share button, man, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring because we got to have ourselves, right? Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your days be light. Remember that? We got to have our sharing and caring moment. So with that being said, I can't wait for you guys to share. Sharing is caring. Yes. So share this content. And when I repost it to my Facebook page, please leave me a review. Because what I'm doing now, we getting close to 3,000 followers on my Facebook page, which is phenomenal. But we're live right now on YouTube, and I'm going to cross-post this to my Facebook page. And if you guys are watching on my Facebook page, oh my goodness, just leave a review and share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is wonderful. And if you guys are watching here and you want to tune in to the Facebook and watch it again, go there. Help a brother out. I'm trying to build this empire one day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick, right? All right, Cowboy Nation. I'm out for real. And remember, listen to Mama Law too. Yeah, I see you out there, Sean. Listen to Mama Law. Sheila, oh, Sheila. Yeah, shout out to you, Jay. Shout out to you again, Elijah. I'm out. Q with the fire. You all are listening in to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Go Cowboys. Yeah.